EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Bioware Classic.
Well, here we are at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. We're located along the St. Johns River in the Sunshine State, Florida. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what stands out when you look at the wetlands?
The swampland, the gators, really it's a good driving golf course, Rich. Not a lot of fairway bunkers in play here at Wetlands, but if you drive the ball well here, you really can get a good score out here at Wetlands. They play the web.com here every now and again, so we've seen some good scores over the years, but always fun to be playing in Florida. Sun on your back, warm golf conditions. Oh, I liked that.
Good tee shot right in the short grass.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
Now his third, staring right at the green. That will be a great look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Frank, the good players continue to play good golf, even if they're not winning or in the top 5.
Yeah, that position's starting to look a little brighter than what it was at the beginning of the day. Now in the top 25.
On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop-off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So a tricky little par 3.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Safely on deck.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Frank, they didn't have any openings at EA Sports Basketball because, I mean, this is just brutal to watch. The ninth hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot. Perhaps think of going for the par 5 and 2, but a great collection of 3 bunkers that sort of annoy you with your layup there. Got to make sure you avoid all of those to leave yourself a nice little wedge shot in here if you can't reach it in 2.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. 18-footer. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Well, not in contention, but in for par. And that wraps up another great day of golf here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. Frank, I really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed the gator bites as well at the end of the day, Rich. Some good golf to be had. Florida's always fun, playing on the Bermuda grass. And once again, shout out to the superintendent letting us play in the tournament conditions here at the Wetlands.
And now it's on to gator bites and a beverage. For all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo, saying so long until next time. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Bioware Classic. Getting set for all the action on what my idol Vin Scully would have said was a beautiful afternoon here in the Sunshine State. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Getting ready at Wetlands Golf and Country Club. An interesting layout, Frank. The players are ready to go, and what are you thinking about as you get set to tee off?
Well, you're thinking about you're going to play a long golf course, sort of mid-7,000 yard range, but this is a golf course that you actually do get to hit your driver more often than not. So it's a good driving golf course. Green's relatively flat as well, but be careful if you're a little weak of heart. Look left or right, you might see the odd gator or two.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. 10-foot putt left. And with that birdie, into the top 25 on the leaderboard. Stepping up here on the 15th tee at the Wetlands, this is a 590-yard par 5. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
Come on, don't do that.
Cruel lip out.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Moving to the 16th hole here at the Wetlands, 455-yard par 4, and you can see, Frank, that green is heavily guarded.
And consequently, you're really going to have to judge that second shot. Know your yardage, and also a good strike's required to safely keep the ball on the putting surface.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Frank starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole, and on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And well, I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Par yesterday, now for birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. In for par. That concludes the second round here at this amazing golf course. And Frank, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
I certainly am as well. The players have gotten off to a very good start, and they must have a good feel for the course right now and know what they have to do in order to win.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Bioware Classic.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That's a good start to the hole. right down the middle. Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide. Safely on deck.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Frank, looking at this par 5 ninth hole, it's 621 yards. I need to make birdie here. What's the best way to go about it?
Well, if you're a long hitter, then there's a chance. Come on for a little extra. Ball just took off the face. Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
Ready to go here on the backside. We're at the 10th at the Wetlands. We start with a par 3, 246 yards. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
too bad. It's about 23 feet away.
He didn't hit the flagstick, but he still has a chance. Settles in over the putt.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Par 411, Frank, we're looking at 443 yards.
Yeah, the Wetlands Golf Course is a really good driving course. This is another example here, Rich, where the fairway's just wide enough to reward a good tee shot, and those two bunkers don't really come into play. But Wetlands becomes very difficult when you just start to stray a little bit off the fairway. Then you start to see why those bunkers are put there. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, this really is kind of a good lesson. You and I had said earlier that it looked gloomy, but you dig in, you keep fighting, and something good happens.
You have to credit his composure.
Good looking shot right here. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course. How did that not go in?
Wow, almost fell within just a few inches of dropping. Just a tap in to finish the hole. And he makes it for a bogey here. So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Bioware Classic.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Now his third, staring right at the green.
Well, there's a big green. and they're going to use every inch of it.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. 16th hole at the Wetlands is a par 4, 455 yards.
Once again, another reward for a straight tee shot, but this green heavily guarded by sand. So, good tee shot. And, well, this one, you're going to have to hit one of the better iron shots required at Wetlands.
Good contact, good result. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He'll take par and move on. 17th at the Wetlands, par 3, 238 yards. Frank, how would you describe this hole?
Well, it's a hole really that shapes up well for a nice little high draw. See the angle of the green pointing slightly to the right. A nice little draw into this par 3, and that'll find a nice avenue. Maybe a kick forward, 15, 20 feet left for birdie. And if you birdied 16, chance to birdie 17 as well.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole from that spot.
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole. And on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Just 5 feet left. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Hunter Mahan can make birdies in bunches as well as he strikes the golf ball. And here he goes, Frank. He's moved to within a shot of the lead.